Hello everybody and welcome back. This is part 2 of my fitness journey. I've already done part 1 where I talk about how all of this started. Ashku. Okay. So so in part 1 I talk about how my fitness journey started, what was my starting weight, and basically it was like an introduction. And I talked about food more than I talked about my workout. So basically I said that I'm going to do a part 2 where I'll talk about my gym journey and how that started and everything. So basically, let's start off where I left. Open my hair just because. So by the start of university, I had already lost 10 to 15 kgs. I was mainly doing cardio because I did not know any better. I did not have any specific goals other than just trimming myself down and losing all the fat. So I was doing walk and I was going for swimming, which is basically just cardio. So throughout university, that is mostly what I did. Also because with medicine, for those of you who do not know what I do, I'm a doctor. So through medical school, that was what was easy for me. So I just kept doing cardio. My medical school is when I met my husband, Saad. For those of you who follow me on Instagram, know who he is. So he was basically into lifting and strength training at the time. So he was the one who introduced me to strength training basically and gym. I was one of those girls who did not have any access to gym, and I know most of you who are watching me have this issue too, that you guys either don't have a gym that has female timing, or you guys are just too shy, or just haven't been to any gym ever. I was one of those girls too. So I basically started my strength training at home. My brother and my father used to keep these dumbbells at home, 2 kgs or like 5 kgs, and I started off with those. I used to look up workouts on the internet, like squats and lunges and just basic the bicep curls, planks and all of those, and I started off at home. And I wasn't very consistent with that either, but I started noticing this change in my body shape that cardio never brought. My legs started coming into shape, my waist had a different shape, and I'm going to insert pictures as I speak of when I was fat, overweight, and then when I started losing weight, and what I looked like in medical school and all of that stuff. So yeah, so then so once I was introduced to strength, I started looking for gyms around my home, and I started going to this gym in Safa Gold Mall. That is where I started from. Before that I had been to other gyms, but that was like for a month or like for 2 months. And okay, so what Saad taught me was how to go about strength training. So if I'm working out 4 times a week, I will divide all those days into muscle groups. And since my goal was losing weight as well, I had to incorporate cardio. So 4 days a week, every day I would do cardio for 30 minutes, and then after 30 minutes I would move on to strength training. And for example, if today is Monday, it's my leg day. So what I'm going to do is I'll do 30 minutes of cardio, and then I will lift weights. So if it is my leg day, I'm going to concentrate on my leg muscles. which includes your glutes, your thighs, the back of your thighs, and your calves, and 7 workouts for legs, because leg is a big muscle and you need to hit all of the different compartments. I'm going to do 7 different workouts. And then tomorrow's Tuesday, so that's my arm day, and I'm going to hit my arms, my biceps, my triceps, my forearms, and Oski, can you not? Can you not? Okay. So yeah, that is my gym routine. I'm going to insert pictures of like my progress pictures. I might not insert too many of them, but yeah, just enough for you guys to see how that changed my look completely. I get questions like, I have cellulite on my butt or my thighs, how to get rid of that. Cellulite is basically fat. If you want to lose fat, you need to increase your cardio. Okay, so let's move on to the next topic that is related to gym and is equally important when you start gymming. And I discovered this when I started gymming as well. Okay, so moving on to the next part, which is basically the more important part when it comes to fitness, food. So I talk about food and briefly about macronutrients in my last video. I'm going to elaborate on that a little bit. So your macronutrients are basically the nutrients that you need to consume in a large amount, and basically the nutrients that provide you with the energy to sustain life, which are fats, proteins, and carbs. So basically, all these 3 nutrients contain calories that your body depends on. So 1 gram of protein contains 4 calories, 1 gram of carbs contains 4 calories, and 1 gram of fats contain 9 calories. All these 3 combine to give you the total amount of calories that you spend in a day. So basically, let's start off by giving you an example of a girl, Amna, who sits around all day and she does nothing. So the amount of energy that her body will be spending is her BMR, which is basal metabolic rate. That is the amount of energy that her body needs to sustain life. On top of that, for example, she's an athlete, that would require an additional amount of calories that her body would need to do that work. So basically what you need to do is you need to know your BMR, the basic need of your body, and then you need to know according to your lifestyle what is the total amount of calories that your body needs. I'm trying to make this as simple as possible. So what I did was, for starters, I just googled. There are a lot of calculators that you can find. For your ease, I'm going to link a few in the description box so you can use these, and these are the ones I use. So you will basically put in your age, your height, and your lifestyle and everything, and it will give you your BMR. And then according to your goal, if you want to maintain your weight, if you want to lose weight, or if you want to gain muscle, it's going to tell you how many calories you need. And then from there you will know how many calories you should be taking, and if you want to lose weight, the calorie deficit that you should be in for your body to lose a certain amount of weight in a certain amount of time. This is a very, very vast topic. I'm just trying to simplify. So for the macros, so everything that you eat in your diet has a certain amount of each macro. So foods that are rich in proteins are meats, eggs, dairy products, all of your cheese and milk and yogurt, some lentils, these are rich in proteins, and then some fruits and vegetables, they have proteins in small amounts as well. Then carbs. There are simple sugars and complex sugars. Simpler ones are the ones that are easier for you to digest and can give you instant energy, which are basically fruits, and honey, and uh, yeah, basically the simpler carbs. And then there are complex carbs that are harder for your body to break down, and your body takes longer to digest these. And these are the ones that contain fiber as well. So rice and roti and wheat and all of these things. And then for fats, there are trans fats and saturated fats and unsaturated fats. So what you are trying to stay away from are trans and saturated fats. These are the ones that will not help you if you're trying to lose weight. And these are basically present in butter, oil, and all the bakery stuff, baked stuff. And then there are unsaturated fats, which are the fats that are good for your body. So, in short, basically, you to start off, I'm not trying to say that the best lifestyle is where you know the amount of calories you need and you track your calories and you read all the labels and all of that stuff. uh, I'm not saying it's right or it's wrong. It can work for some people, whereas for some it can be very depressing, or it can induce anxiety, tracking your calories all the time. So just find out what works out best for you. Basically, what works for me is a high protein and then low carb and low fat diet. That is what I follow. There are 1,000 types of diets that are out there, and it's very controversial. Like there's keto diet, where people eat very high amounts of fats and then minimal to no carbs. And then there's a low fat and high carb and protein diet. So I cannot sit over here and say that there's one of these diets that works and would work for all of you. What I've already said, what works for me is high protein and low fats and carbs diet, and it took me a lot of time to figure that out. So start off by cutting out junk food and fast food and saturated fats, and minimizing your carbs, and see if that works for you. That is the best way to go about it. Just experiment and see what works for you. So yeah, start off by uh, making healthier choices in food, and start off by spending a very small amount of time per day working out or moving. If not anything else, just walking outside in the lawn. Just turn your sedentary lifestyle into a little into an active one. And that's pretty much it. I tried covering most of the things, and my gym, like I said before, my gym still consists of 4 to 5 days working out per week, and I divide my muscle groups. I started off by googling most of my workouts, what I should be doing for my leg day, what I should be doing for my arm day, what I should be doing for my chest and shoulders and back. So I would just go on to, for example, bodybuilding.com, and I would google best female leg workouts, and then I would just follow them. There are a lot of other things when it comes to gym. There's I can talk about it for a very long time, so let me know if you want to know the details of my gym routine, like what workouts I do and stuff. So I might do a part 3, I'm not sure, but these were just the basics of what I do, and hope this helps you out. If you like my video, If you like what I talk about, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe and share and like. And yeah, I will do my next video. I might talk about my USMLE journey. So yeah.